All right, I'm gonna set the stage real quick.
I bet.
We move away from the continent of Andalus, across the long midnight ocean, over to the continent of Versilia. It's been about 80 to 90 years since the sun has gone red, which is now a huge historical event that was experienced across the entire world.
Wait,
Ever
how long has it been?
80 years.
Oh,
So
dang.
you're telling me
Colonel's
the
dead.
sun turned red?
Yeah, the day the sun turned red.
Wait, they would have seen the sun turn red from...
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Decibel.
You are
Uh,
welcome.
Oh, Decibel.
the day the sun turned red
God.
showed the turn of an era as the Age of Arcana began to die out, as magic began to disappear off the face of the earth.
Probably because all the Rian magic users died.
And the era of science and reason and mathematics comes to the forefront of
And poker.
Even though
And poker.
you'll just beat someone up on the street because they don't look beat up enough.
So wait, are we on an entirely different continent now?
entirely different continent.
Okay.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
how is
if
this
you look
related
at the
to
pins, right?
Brasilia?
Mm-hmm.
So how is this
Wait,
related
isn't it to the left of the Dawn Islands?
so then
Yeah.
how does this relate to Rhea?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Oh,
Cartography 100. Oh, it's to the left of that island.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I can't find the original map.
It's in the town crier. You can see the
What
world
direction
map.
is
Oh,
what
it's in the
direction
town crier?
is
Uh-huh.
left when you're looking straight at a map, Michael?
Oh, there we go. Oh, so we're in the Wireland? Or, no.
You're in Vasilia. Yeah, Weirland is the place where the lizard folk go, and no one knows what's over there.
Wait, hold
I don't
on.
know, man. It's kind of weird over there.
Uh-huh.
Alright, come on. Start.
In the country of Versilia, good King Aelwulf maintained the peace throughout the different warring sub-kingdoms, counts, and princes, all vying for power. He effectively neutralized them all and brought peace and prosperity to every single citizen, every single race. He was well-liked by everyone in the entire kingdom. However,
them kids.
he was unable to have an heir, and when he passed away, the royal lineage went traced back 80 years to a branch in the family and went down this very interesting step family to the throne. Now King Peleus rules over Versilia, and he is despised amongst all the high lords and citizens. He's legalized slavery in the Orchid Court. He is cut down on the budget for the roads that King Aelwulf began to construct, leaving them rotten and ruined as the woods begin to take over again. King's Guard are now accepting bribes. The state of decay is starting to gather around the corners of society as walls begin to crumble down and watchtowers are left abandoned. In this current state, there is a large mercenary company that is gathered at the north of Versilia that has been a particular nuisance to a royal family called the Rivers. A baron, Percival Rivers, somewhat related to the Rivers family, and has invited all of you to come to his town that's currently under construction from a recent mercenary attack, and to put... You all are here for different reasons, for your different specializations, and he wants you to come up with a plan and get rid of these mercenaries. As each one of you trickles into town, Henri,
does.
can you describe your character as you come into the town of Hamlet?
Yeah. So am I like just coming into the town?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the town name.
All right. So I'm gonna be vibing. All right. No, for real. Okay.
Yeah.
So if anyone's there, if anyone's actually paying attention, then they'll see a heavily hooded with what looks like lots of wraps and like scarves a smaller, leaner boy, like midnight black hair, a more angular face, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
and there's a big old longbow strapped on his back.
Fantastic. You come into the village of Hamlet, which I just pinned.
Hamlet.
It's not Hamlet, it's Hamlet.
It's Hamlet.
It's Hamlet. It took us weeks to
Garrett.
come up with that name.
Garrett,
It took me
the game
seconds.
that you left, we won.
Oh, sweet.
You're a coward.
I went 0-0-0.
As you enter the town, you see that there are many people walking about, sweeping up porches. You see a blacksmith out hammering some metal like blacksmiths do. But when they see you, they quickly turn their backs on you and go inside. Very wary of strangers and especially hooded figures. But this isn't the first hooded figure that they've seen today, since they saw... Sam, can you describe your character?
Well, I can, but you kind of backed me into a.
We can go to someone else if you want.
I feel
You
like
could describe what he
why
looks
wouldn't
like.
you make him go last?
You could describe
'Cause
what he
I'm
looks
evil.
Like, for gosh sake.
Make him go last. He's last.
All right, fine.
Yeah,
Michael.
yeah.
Michael,
Why
describe your
me?
character.
I mean, it's kind of hard to miss me. I'm just like I'm a dragonborn, deep blue scales / skin, whatever you want to call it. I'm just kind of walking into town. It's unclear what exactly my profession is, as I'm not wearing any sort of known or normal kind of apparel, and I carry nothing with me except the few belongings I have, as well as a long, well-balanced bow staff.
All right. As you walk in from the opposite end of town, you see similar sights, people bustling out of your way until the streets are completely empty. You walk past, eyeing up all the buildings. You see a tavern, and you hear clattering. It sounds like a fist fight almost. And as you kind of walk up to the door to like kind of peek in, the door slams open and someone stumbles out and tackles you. You kind of fall over, and there's this halfling with this gourd in his hands. Andrew, can you describe your character?
Oh boy, here we go.
As I stumble, more of a fall through the door of the tavern, extremely intoxicated. The lizard man that I just slammed into looks up to see a halfling in half plate armor, stumble down the steps. He notices extremely messy brown hair as I just walk down the street aimlessly.
Why is he carrying a gourd?
It's a gourd full of alcohol.
It's a gourd full of alcohol.
I thought
I thought you meant like
that
the
makes so
like a
much more
squash.
sense.
This
I
site,
thought you meant like a squash.
this site is very strange since it is 8 o'clock in the morning.
Also,
As
is
I-
it the religious
as-
guy?
As he watches me stumble approximately 15 feet down the road, I pull out a flask, presumably filled with alcohol, and down the entire thing.
Oh no!
What do you say to this weird dragonborn who clearly assaulted you when you were just leaving the tavern after getting a good refill on your gourd?
Oh, it might get me fucking life.
Right, so do I respond, or...
You can if you want to.
Yeah, I spilled me drink.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Wait, hang on, I forgot.
You're welcome to workshop your voice still.
I'm gonna-
No, we have
Accent
low
is
expectations.
I'm gonna
amazing.
give you one chance to take that back before I sweep you off your feet.
Ah, come at me, you scaly bastard.
I'm just gonna sweep him. I'm just gonna full on sweep his full legs because he's so short.
Okay, make an attack
You want me to
roll.
make a dexterity check?
Yeah, with dexterity, and you have advantage because he is drunk.
Acrobatics!
Alright, wait, yeah, okay. 23.
Alright, you easily kick him. You would swing for where his ankles would be, but it's just his knees as you just take him completely out. The gourd, like, kind of rolls and begins to spill stuff all over. The halfling is extremely mad, but cannot get himself up. He's so intoxicated.
I did warn you.
He starts swearing you out as you continue down the street. Such
Is that
colorful
the priest, by the
words
way?
as
I thought his character's background was like priest or something.
he is.
Okay.
It's true.
What about it?
He's the drunk priest cliche.
A
Hey,
On top of the hill
boys are
is
the best boys.
wait,
the
so where
Baron
am I
of this
too?
city. Looking out from the watchtower, one of the first pegs in the castle that's being constructed just for him. Percival, can you describe your character as you look out over the small village of Hamlet?
Oh, Hamlet.
Hamlet. It's not
Hey.
Hamlet. It's Hamlet.
I'm gonna. keep
Hamlet
saying
is literally Italian for village, so
Shire.
Well, so I'm not wrong. It is Hamlet.
it is Hamlet, yes.
Okay.
Welcome to Italy/Ireland.
Yeah.
Mediterranean.
Uh-huh.
Italand.
Yes.
You realize that Italy
Ireland.
in the Mediterranean, right?
Yeah.
Italanarian.
Ireland.
Okay. So you see a short halfling. Big
Wait, you're a halfling too?
I am a halfling.
Oh my gosh.
Dressed in nicer
Ingen.
robes. His hair is a bit longer than normal, but slicked back and silver. He has pale blue eyes and a very cold look on his face.
I'm not surprised.
Of course not.
As all the adventurers begin to meet up at the watchtower in construction, they find that there is one man already waiting for them. Sam, now it's your time to describe your character.
Okay.
Okay.
As this cavalcade of complete and utter buffoons arrives, they are, well, not exactly treated, but granted the sight of a relatively average in height, younger looking male. Darker skin, odd gold eyes, and a strange rust-ish colored greatcoat over most of his form. He looks over to them with a only slightly forced smile. Well, it certainly took you long enough.
Oh, but your town is so what the heck is that? Hang on, hold up.
What was
Nope.
that?
No, I don't know. I got influenced by the drunk guy. No.
You guys, now you're under the influence.
That
what's
was
the
literally about to
deal?
say that.
I was just
Under the
taking a
influence.
stroll around your lovely village.
This
It just
is
has to be
not
weird.
my village.
Well, yeah, that's why I say your, and then I make quotations.
Everyone's here except for the halfling.
Of course
The other
it's not.
halfling.
Which one?
Which halfling?
You, Andrew.
Y'all's.
I'm gonna literally ignore them and stand in the corner.
Okay.
Edgy. Are you the edgy guy?
I don't know.
I don't know yet. I just have
Percival,
to
you
radical-
see them gathered around your watchtower, and
Yeah.
you walked out the stairs to meet them.
Briefly, the man in the greatcoat looks over to the person who decided to just go into a corner and said, "What? Are you cold or something?"
I kind of make eye contact and then pull up the scarf over my mouth over, and then nod slightly.
And
Okay, the door
I'm
swings open.
trying not to be edgy because I know everyone else is gonna be.
I'm
Oh,
not edgy. I'm quirky.
I'm drunk.
I'm not like
edgy,
other
quirky.
girls.
I'm not edgy. I'm kinky.
I'm the chin.
I don't like that.
The chin. The chin. The
We in
chin.
the business call it edgy disorder.
All right, Percival's here now, guys.
Alcoholic was being edgy.
Weed illness.
I'm considering just firing all of them.
You haven't even
See how
hired
the
us
camp-
yet.
No, I know. That's how bad this is. Okay,
Right.
the door swings open, and I come out of the steps, and I go, "Hello. Huh? Is this all of you? I swear there's one more."
How can he sound so deep if he's half the size of a guy?
You hear a drunken something.
A loud belch echoes through the watchtower.
Yeah. As you see the halfling and half plate dragging himself on all fours up the stairs.
You are a disgusting disgrace to our entire race.
Oh, well, is it? Wait. Oh, well, if it isn't you. I had almost forgotten about you. There we go.
Oh,
that's
you
better.
great skelly bastard. What was that all about?
I can't tell if he's Australian or Scottish.
Yes.
Both. Take every
Australian.
take every accent like that, and that is the accent.
I'm Australian. I forgot my voice again. Oh well, if it isn't you, it's kind of hoity-toity, but then it. Oh crap! I'm not gonna get this anytime soon.
I don't know how to do my accent yet because I figured out I was gonna do it.
You'll hear the day when you messed with Thomas J. Bark. I grip a small tree that's next to the stairs as I pull myself up.
Well, I imagine he'll rue it. I don't think it'll be for the reason you hope it will, though.
Gentlemen, if we can please focus on the matter at hand. Now, I need you to tell me why you are here. Why did I bring you?
Ethan, why am I here?
Why are we here?
You were hired, remember, to be
Okay, but why did I accept it?
to assist
Why-
in the military.
I kind of
told
pull
you.
back my scarf a bit. I'm like, money.
I need you to ask yourselves, not that. I know what motivated you to come here.
Money.
I want to know if you know why I asked for you specifically.
Look here, man. All I want is money.
Okay, I turn to
Look
the
here,
Dragonborn.
Grandpa.
I turn to the Dragonborn and I say, you, for example, what's so special about you that caused you to be asked here?
Well, if I'm being honest, it's probably because I'm kind of a circus.
Okay. I turn to Grab.
I say that with like a very sarcastic tone. Just so you know. Just so you know. Oh wait, that's right. I have to. Oh, wait. How do I? You know what?
Raph isn't my name!
My name will come up eventually. I don't know.
Okay, well, I turn to Sam's character and I go, do you know why you're here?
The man in the greatcoat quirks a brow. Well, the fact that you chose a mercenary like myself implies that you need something found. And he glances around. Considering this lot you decided to buy, I'd imagine you have some very... He pauses, lifting a hand, and briefly sets it on his chin.
Odd taste.
Particular set of problems that you need solved.
How very astute of you. Yes. barring those of you who have no idea what your skills or professions are, I am in need of some reinforcements. You'll be paid handsomely, but
I thought
there's a
this was.
form.
I
thought
just
this
start.
was a
I
political
just start
campaign.
quietly applauding
Why?
because you said handsomely paid.
Oh my! The man in the great coat takes the liberty to just kind of knock him, the cloth boy on the head and say, "Not the time."
You know,
I kind of hit him
It's-
back.
hold on. Just a minute, hold on. First of all, if I catch any of you fighting each other again, I will have you thrown out. Second of all, you must be tired. It is clearly not the time to be going over such things, so come in and have something to eat.
Are you sure you want him to come in? And I point over to the drunk halfling. I'm not sure he's gotten tested.
No, I am not sure
Get
that I
more
want
than a
him
few
to come in.
DWIs.
I just asked for him specifically.
Don't worry, I'll behave myself.
You'd better. You're already on thin ice. How can you call yourself a clown?
How can you even talk at this point?
I hope you sober up soon.
Oh, don't worry, I'm pretty good at that one.
Don't fall over in the mud again.
I kick him in the. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'm gonna call.
I sideswipe him.
I'm gonna call some attendants to make some for them.
Claps twice.
It better not be booze. I don't drink.
All right, as you
So-
guys. Well,
Hold on a
Yep.
moment. The man in the great coat pauses, raising his hand and waiting for Percival to address him.
Yes.
I trust you would have no issue if I were to watch the making of this food.
None at all.
Wondrous.
Wait, huh?
He
Oh,
wants to watch
oh.
them make the food.
Okay, wait. So Sam, your character isn't already like working with him, right?
No.
Oh, okay, because you were
He's just
already
paranoid.
there, and the way that you interacted with.
He's paranoid.
Okay, cool.
He's literally an investigator.
Oh, is that why he's a jerk?
No, it's just because you are all stupid.
I
as
haven't done anything but become satirical and comedic.
as you enter the watchtower, there is this large kind of like living room, and there's a spiral staircase up, and you follow it upwards until you enter a large circular room with a circular table taking up the majority of the room. There's chairs set up. There's a door leading out across like a kind of stone bridge, which is currently under construction, but it leads to a kitchen, basically a dead-end kitchen. And you see a very interesting creature. I think you're all familiar with them. They're called gnomes. They're basically fish people. They're about like 4 feet tall, about as big as a halfling. Huge, large, like domed eyeballs. Kind of just completely fish. Basically, they have gills and fins. But this one's wearing like a maid's dress, which is really out of character. And as you come in, the gnome kind of makes this blang sound, and then scurries into the kitchen and starts cooking things.
As I walk
flipping
up
Yoshi.
as I walk up to the table, I just make a comment. Oh, where's Arthur? Get it? Because Knights of the Round Table.
Oh, I get it.
I'm gonna keep making references like that the entire game.
Oh. Oh no.
I just raise my eyebrow at him and go, "Who?"
As he said he would, the man in the great coat busies himself with observing the making of food quite carefully.
He cut out.
Yeah, so as you're watching the gnome work, she kind of ignores you to begin with, but then she starts like looking over and sees that you're watching her, and her hands kind of get shaky as she's like working under pressure of someone just watching her cook. She spills the carrots on the floor a couple times, but make an insight check.
This is just a great pair. Who's playing guitar?
Guitar playing stops.
Unnatural 20.
You don't see her add anything weird. You don't see her like tamper with the food at all. It just seems like cooking and she's just nervous.
And excellent.
Okay, I know it's you, Garrett.
As you guys all sit down around the table, except for the guy in the trench coat, the drunk halfling has to like stabilize himself. You guys just kind of sit there waiting for the food. Do you sit there in silence or do you talk to each other?
I sit there in silence.
After I sit down, I just start.
Oh, in game he's playing guitar.
Mustard.
He has an electric guitar.
Heresy! Burn him at the stake.
I can't have an RP.
Does anybody fancy any sort of reading or a study of any kind?
And I look like interested at this.
I ignore him as I pick up a fork and just start looking at it. Bored.
Nobody? That's a shame. Then again, I can't say I'm surprised.
You laugh into an empty room that just does
Kind
not
of
exist.
mutter. You barely hear, just under my breath, just, I used to.
Why is everyone Irish now?
Why is everybody Irish and why is everybody edgy?
Why am I Irish?
Why are you edgy?
I'm infectious.
Great. So we have one person trying to have like a comedic characteristic, but it doesn't work because everyone else is edgy
literally,
or drunk.
I'm attempting a more like
I'm back.
yeah,
Well,
like,
no,
a
yeah,
kind
you're
of-
yeah, like it's okay that you're doing it. It's the problem that everybody
yeah,
else.
I'm
is doing
I'm
it.
attempting an English like British accent, but every time I hear Andrew start going,
Yeah,
on,
it's weird. It's
it
hard
just
not to do an Irish
switches,
accent.
and it's like, oh no.
Okay,
is
I
all
just got back. What
Andrew's fault.
happened? What did you idiots do and who's dead?
Nothing. They're waiting for the food and they're trying to do small talk.
But
I mean,
nobody relates to me.
I'll be right back.
I mean, hey, if you wanted, I could go back to Russian. That didn't seem to cause any problems.
No, stick
We
with
never
it.
talked.
Well, I never really learned how to read, alright? I had to leave home at a... As I say this next part, my face just darkens. I had to leave home at a very young age.
Can I do like an investigation check to figure out what this drunk
That would be
halfling's all about?
insight.
Yeah, you can do insight to see if he's lying or
No,
see
I'm
his
not trying to see if
intentions.
he's lying. I'm just trying to like
Yeah, suss
figure
out
him
his
'cause
intentions.
He's a halfling, but drunk in half plate, and I don't know if I know or not, but he's a priest.
Okay, I'm back.
Yep, so make an insight check.
Me?
No, Dragon Man.
9.
9. You can't read drunk people.
The
You know what? That's fair.
The most powerful people, or the most powerful, ability. Nobody can tell what I'm thinking if I'm drunk.
No one can tell what I'm thinking if I don't know what I'm. All right.
It's my
Is
secret.
anyone else gonna try making small talk, or are we dude playing electric guitar in the medieval time?
It's actually an acoustic guitar.
It's a
Okay,
lute.
Yo, it's the white guy with an acoustic guitar up in this.
In an autistic guitar.
No, die.
Scaleman, I'm sorry about what I did at the tavern. I just got myself rustled up a little bit in there.
And you
He
officially
takes a
read about-
swig from his gourd.
So I sincerely apologize at the way I acted.
Welcome. For today's video, I'm going to be doing
I have no idea how to respond to this. Just his character is so perplexing.
What?
I think maybe everyone should go to push to talk, honestly.
I'm down.
Excuse me, the only one making continuous noise is Garrett.
That's true.
I have an in-game reason.
Okay. Oh, I guess that's supposed to be our cue to talk to him. Ew.
Henri, why is your clicking
he's
so
that
loud?
one moody guy with a guitar who's like,
Why is your clicking so loud?
Where'd you learn to play the
it loud?
Where'd you learn to play the lute like that? No, I can't. It's not a.
Just be Russian.
Where'd you learn to play the guitar like that? I'm trying to do like a Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, I mean that just basically is like British, or like just
Please, why?
And what really encouraged me to do these videos of
What?
Are you watching YouTube videos?
mayhaps.
Oh, gotta go get a Captain.
In answer,
Gotta-
music was just one of the many subjects that I was studying as a boy. Happened to take a liking to it.
I can't take it seriously.
Garrett, quit it.
Me myself, I never really got to get into sports or guitars or lutes or anything of that sort in my wee lad years.
The way you roll your R's
Yeah,
is pretty neat.
pirate.
That's a shame.
Well, I will say you're pretty good at it.
Thank you. It's a shame that you didn't get into it. It truly is an enjoyable.
The food is served by the gnome, bringing out plates of.
Why is it called a gnome? It's throwing me off.
I know, it's weird. Gnomes in this world are like Gollum.
Yeah, so I'm literally gonna wait till everyone in the room takes a bite of food and wait for a second to make sure like they don't keel over
So
and then partake.
What is the food?
It's shepherd's pie, a fresh loaf of bread, butter, and a luxury glasses of milk. I know, it's
Whoa.
crazy.
Okay, good. It's not
Wow.
alcohol. It's not
It's
alcohol.
funny because
So-
for me, unironically, that is like
Delicacy.
yes,
You drink mustard.
yes, and
He eats pita bread as a snack, just straight pita bread.
I don't have anything to put on it.
I'm-
Oh, wait,
I'm
I have
just-
mustard.
As they serve
Oh
the food,
my.
I'm like really surprised. I'm like, oh,
Never had much like this in the galley.
So the man in the greatcoat offers the gnome a deep nod in thanks, and
suspicious
yeah.
slow nod.
not even suspicious. 'Cause unlike the idiot who's waiting for everyone else to take a bite, he was actually crack.
I sourced the food myself. It couldn't be poisoned.
Everyone just
Is the
dies.
food
Gotta case the
good?
restaurant. Is the cook?
Well, you guys haven't eaten
if
it
not,
yet.
gotta replace him with
I said I was. I thought maybe.
Poison falls,
Okay.
everyone dies.
The food's all right. To you, Michael. I was going to say your character's name there. Whoops. To you, it's fantastic. It's very rare that you have shepherd's pie like this, and it's really good. To everyone else, it's all right. The carrots are a bit like rubbery, and the pie itself is kind of doughy, but
taste
it's
flooring.
filling. The
Do the carrots taste like floor?
a
Can I make
bit.
an investigation check for that, Ethan?
I think just
Investigation, he licks the floor and compares the taste.
do a survival check. Actually, you're tasting it.
survival?
Yeah,
tasty
you're tasting the food. You're gonna try to see
Alright,
what's
well,
in it.
I got a 9.
You can't really
I
tell.
guess I wouldn't be able to tell the difference actually.
Uh-huh.
It
These
tastes like
carrots are
carrots.
made with orange.
Yeah. So everyone starts digging in, and no one prays for the meal.
Aha, this dough is.
There
made
is
out
no
of
Oh wait,
point.
not even the priest.
flour.
Not even the priest.
Your gods are dead.
And
Yeah,
I killed them.
mine.
Oh no.
Your gods are literally dead.
Yup, they are.
It's a good meal. The butter's really good, and the bread's fantastic.
What about the milk though?
Milk's
remember
warm.
butter.
There's no refrigeration here. It's just warm milk.
Oh, warm milk, my dude. We're gonna
I
sleep
should've-
good tonight.
Now that we are full and mayhaps a little bit less irritable, shall we discuss actual business?
I'd be fond of that idea.
Wait,
Go
did he
ahead.
already tell us his name or no?
First of all,
Yeah.
yes, he did.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, how were we
I don't know
supposed
how to
know?
introduce my character.
Okay. Here, I'll kick that. As you have certainly gathered by now, I am Percival. Percival Rivers. And if you don't mind, I think it would be easier if we were all on a first name. So you may call me Percival.
Yay.
And I would like each of you
Woo,
to share
Rivers
your names
Sama.
with everyone else. Think of it as speed dating, but without the speed. No, all the speed, none of the dating.
The man in the great coat quirks a brow. What is dating?
Just say your name and what you're good at. We know you're good at drinking, and I point at Andrew.
Well, everyone already knows my name. I kind of yelled it at the lizard man.
There's a difference between being a good drinker and being a heavy drinker.
Oh, that right there, that's true.
He can form basic sentences and has regained consciousness.
A fair point. Regardless, rust.
So,
Rost or rust?
Rust.
Like oxidized metal.
Yes, as in
so,
oxidized metal.
Quote unquote rust.
Actually, I won't put it in quotes. There you go.
I specialize in investigation. Need something found, I'm your man.
As a matter of fact, I do. Next.
Well, if nobody else is gonna go, my name's Thomas. I specialize in, well,
Drinking.
drinking and I don't know.
wait,
Fighting?
what's? Oh yeah, I don't even know what class you. What class is Andrew?
Yes.
Make an insight check.
Oh my god. Smalls. Frick these rolls.
Biggie Small.
12. Looking over his person, he does have half plate on. So,
Oh, that's right.
but he also does have a necklace of some sort tucked underneath the half plate, which could just be ornamental or it could be a holy symbol.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't know.
All right.
Father.
So I'm gonna let's see.
Well, if you're looking for my my given name or my maiden name, now my given name, that is quite a wee story, that is. But to save time,
Let's
I'm
keep it as
Dante.
we as possible.
I'm Dante.
Of course you are.
All right, Parsival.
You say Donche?
Dante.
Oh.
Well, at least now I can put a name to the tail.
Is that supposed to? Do I even have a tail?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, I didn't know because some
Yeah,
people
'cause you-
depict Dragonborns with or without them. It depends.
Yeah.
Rust glances over at Dante. Is that racist?
How should I know? I've never seen another.
Ah, fair point.
I kind of clear my throat. Just
Yeah.
I'm Pero.
Fair.
You can call me Pero.
Could you spell?
Pero.
Pero.
Oh,
That's all you need to know. If you need locks picked, I can scout. then yeah, you can find me and I'll hit you up.
I've not heard that expression.
I don't think you've heard any nice expression.
I don't even think he used it right.
All right.
Well then.
Hi, Titoy. I'm gonna say the N-word.
Nigeria.
No.
Nigerian prince wants your money.
I was
Oh,
really
please,
hoping
no.
you weren't gonna bring that dead joke up again, but you did.
Oh boy.
I like my new username. It fits.
Okay.
Ha.
Silong.
Okay. Who
Takes
hasn't?
a swing.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no. Has
It's
Ed-
not suicidal, it's just suicidal.
All right, cool. We're all introduced now.
Yeah, it's just Suital.
Okay. Out of game, can we keep as, like, if the random comment isn't, like, 10 out of 10 best joke you've ever heard in your life, let's maybe keep it down to a minimum.
Yeah.
Looking at Henri. Not actually, but, like, I'm looking at Henri's.
No.
I'm being attacked by a feline. Give me a minute.
Okay.
What?
Which one?
Neat.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Yara
Yo.
takes a swig.
Alright, now, I'm sure you're all wondering what it is I'm paying you for. It is certainly not to sit in my house and eat my food. This is a delicate matter, but recently we've been attacked by a band of mercenaries on occasions, and their guerrilla tactics are starting to annoy me to no end.
I thought
Rust
this was
pauses
a
at
political
that.
campaign. Is this not a political campaign?
It's a political
This is a very political campaign.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't feel political so far.
We're gonna kill the president.
Nothing personal, Prez.
So, I brought you here to help me root them out. As far as we can tell, we outnumber them, and dealing with them should be no problem. But they are very elusive. Rust, I believe your skills may come in handy.
I was thinking the same.
Well, good. It's good to know we're on this page.
I'd be
Now.
concerning if they weren't.
If there are no objections, here's a map of the surrounding area, and in the morning, I will take you down to where we last saw them.
Aye.
Well then. Wait, it is morning.
Yeah, it is morning.
It's 8 in the morning. I realize
It
it's
is
8 in the morning. not
You
8
just
at
had
night.
breakfast.
I thought it was
Yeah,
8 at
it's 8 in the
night.
morning.
Yep.
I thought it was 8 at night. Okay, we're just gonna go down there then and pretend that I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going
Wait,
down to the
what?
forest?
Okay,
Yeah.
so Andrew's AFK.
Well, I'm super uninformed about what actually logistically happens, so I'm just rolling with what I've been given.
Yeah.
We're going down to where we last saw them.
Mm-hmm. So you lead them down to the pathway that kind of goes into the forest a bit. And after traveling for about, 5 minutes, you come across a, 3 cottages that's kind of, branched off from the rest of Hamlet. And they are completely ruined, burned down. There are, arrows protruding from the ruin.
Investigation.
Yeah, roll investigation.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
There's
roll
ash and
Uh,
charcoal everywhere.
Investigation.
Several things. Rust, first
Wait,
check.
can I get advantage because I'm assuming the detective is also? Are you gonna?
Yeah,
Listen-
give me a
Can we-
second.
Can we just work off each other?
Yeah, give me a second though.
So-
What's your wisdom or what's your intelligence?
My intelligence? Don't you mean my investigation?
Investigation is intelligence, isn't it?
It's wisdom.
Oh, okay. What's your wisdom?
+3.
Cool. All right. Give me a moment then.
El coincidence?
Can you not decibel?
So Ethan,
Uh huh.
Before we start this, I'd like to ask several things. First of all, Rust will inspect the arrows to try and learn what kind of arrows they were and what bow they were most likely from.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're also obviously going to be looking for any kind of tracks near the houses, arson itself, obviously.
Yes.
The rules, give me a second.
You gotta. I get
Okay,
advantage,
23.
Right?
Yeah, we get advantage, so 23.
Okay.
23 for our investigation.
17.
Yeah, so you look over the arrows and you see a couple interesting things. The majority of them are like really long, slender bolts that would be fired from a longbow, but there are a couple crossbow bolts in there. They all have red feathers, and pulling them from the wood takes a lot of effort because all of them are barbed. They're like really nice flint arrows that are like meant to stick in someone's skin, like meant to kill.
So, pause. Rust, wait, Garrett, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, so Rust looks over at Percival and shows him one of the arrows, glancing over at the barbed tip, and inquires, any particular reason they'd use something like this on you? A place like this? He gestures at the ruined cottages.
Sheer brutality and number of casualties.
All right. Any other details, Ethan?
Yeah, so there's plenty of ash. I mean, from what you can see, they started a fire from something. You can easily.
Also,
Yeah.
Can I check the specific burn marks to try and see how fast?
Uh huh.
With this 23.
Yeah. So the fire spread pretty quickly. The logs and the structure of the houses are pretty dry, and they have like thatch for the roof.
Okay, so it seems like this was started with natural means then. Feasibly startable with natural means.
No, it was clearly of like some malicious intent. Like
No.
By
natural, I mean like it could be started with human ingenuity.
Yeah. You don't see a torch, but it's possible that someone just threw a torch, or you can also make it would be a logical leap to say that there were flaming arrows involved.
Indeed. I'd also like to checking the material of the arrows themselves, especially the crossbow. Are they flammable wood?
Ooh,
By examining it and like
I'm gonna light a match. Or bolt shafts or whatever.
Ethan, you cut out.
Yeah, so you examine the bolts, and they're pretty sturdy, pretty thick. They're not like dry at all. And you're looking at one of the snapped ones, and it looks like the wood is like freshly dead. Like it was, like these things are brand new. Like they were snapped off of a tree, like a still alive tree, and turned into bolts.
Rust's brow furrows at this, and he goes to check from the longbows.
Same wood, same kind of deal. Like it's kind of still alive, still wet with sap. Just a little bit thicker.
All right. We're gonna now sift ashes to see if we can find the remains of any torch of some kind.
Yeah, there is a lot of ash and a lot of rubble.
Yeah, but if it was thrown, it should have predictable locations, like specific burn marks from where the fire began, it started spreading, stuff like that.
Sure. You do look around and you don't really find a torch, although it's entirely possible that the torch burned up as well.
Yeah. Right. Rust pauses and glances over. Now he's start pacing over to the effect range of a crop and start checking for prints with that 20. Like tracks, anything like that.
So that'd be a survival check if you're looking for like natural tracks.
Yeah. Or unnatural tracks, like anything.
Uh-huh.
Anything that was left behind. Let's see. So that should be okay. Yeah. Uh,
10?
7.
7.
No dice on that one.
Yeah, no real dice. There's like a couple places in like tall grass where the bolt could be fired, but going there you don't see anything in particular.
Right. Checking the foliage for effective vantage points that it could be fired from.
I mean, I guess
Because, with foliage and trees in the way, there would have to be certain paths for the arrows.
right,
they would
and
have to
you
use.
and you visited like 5 of them, but there isn't with your check. There aren't any like prints. There aren't any like remnants of like arrowheads stuck in the ground or anything like that.
Yeah. Give me just a second, my sister.
I walk up to Percival. I'm like, has it rained in the last day?
Has it?
No, it has not.
Okay.
No.
Well, either they're extremely good at cleanup, which is probably a factor, but what I would expect is that they might actually be in the trees.
Can I go check a tree and see if someone's...
See if there's stuff left
See
there.
if there's scrape marks.
Yeah, like survival check.
Scrape
Yeah, acrobatics then
Okay, I'm back.
survival.
Acrobatics!
Yeah, make an acrobatics check.
Whoops.
Do we find anything?
No, I just suggested that since it was so well cleaned up, they might have
hold up.
come from like the trees.
I guess that's worth checking.
23.
All right,
Right.
23. You, like a monkey, you just jump up, grab a branch, spin up, land on the branch, and slowly leap from branch to branch.
Yeah.
Up until
Look
you
for, like,
find...
scrape marks.
You look for scrape marks. Make a survival check. Or actually it'd be nature. Or nature or survival, I guess.
That woman's rough.
I mean, one's
Okay, well,
intelligence,
I'm
one's
gonna do
wisdom.
survival.
Okay.
16.
16.
Yep.
There are no scratch marks. However, when you land on it, the tree is already that particular branch that you're on
Garrett, I swear.
is already like partially like broken off from the rest of the tree. Like you can still see the green of the alive tree. And when you land on it again, you hear a crack as it begins to sag more underneath your weight. And you're allowed to do the logical jump of there probably was something about your weight on this branch before that broke it to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna go back.
Yep.
I'd also like to double back to the house and check it again and see if there's if the birds themselves look like they spread naturally, like a small point of impact that would be correct with an actual flaming arrow.
With your investigation from before, yeah, you are able to determine that it did spread naturally from...
I feel like we're just overkilling this and
No, there's something.
Well, here's what's happening. You're focusing on the fire spread, and that's not maybe the right thing to focus on.
yeah, I mean,
There was something I had to be sure about it.
so
Because
what
if it wasn't, it would have actually been dangerous.
All right, so now at the foot of the tree, I'm gonna look for footprints.
Yeah. Or any kind of leftover.
Okay, well, they're probably gonna be footprints.
Yeah. So make a survival check.
Again.
You heard the man.
17.
17. There are certain areas that there's like this brief opening through the tree leaves, and in 4 or 3 different spots there's tall grass, and then there's matted down tall grass where someone would have laid down.
Ah, well, they came from this way.
Excellent. Results.
Looks
Any
like
way
they
to
did
tell where they
indeed
went?
climb up the trees and shoot some flaming arrows.
Is there any way to tell where they went?
I mean, yeah, I'll just start following the path, right?
Yeah, you can only really follow the path where they came from to begin with. There is no path like leading away from it that you can tell, since it's on a road, and it's pretty hard to follow tracks on a really busy road.
What? Wait, I thought you said they were hiding in the bushes.
No, you don't see any tracks walking away from the attack. However, you think that they just used the road, and that's why there's no tracks of them leaving. There are tracks of someone army crawling through the grass to a certain point.
Yeah, I want to follow the army crawl.
Make a survival check, and if other people want to help in weird, flavorful ways, now's the time.
Maybe the Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, what was going on? I was distracted.
Yeah, more investigation.
Or the bard with his inspiration.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't want to waste that.
You can do it whenever. It's at will. You can just spam it.
Oh, that's new. Sweet, I'm on a bardic inspiration.
Give me bardic inspiration.
All right, how are you going to inspire this lad?
Okay, so.
Oh my gosh. He's gonna roleplay it so bad he instead casts like
cutting words.
Cutting words
instead of the.
Yeah.
I might just do that naturally, just because.
And then I would have to kill you.
Oh.
I could tell you, but didn't have to kill you.
Okay, so I'm going to just lean up against a tree. I'm just gonna lean up against a tree watching them, and I'm just gonna start playing inspirational music.
Can we look up some inspirational music on YouTube real quick?
No, I got some, right? Ta-da! Inspiration.
I cannot wait for all the memes when you cast like invisibility on people. John C. Do 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 do.
All right, so what is bardic inspiration?
You add 1d4 to your roll.
Oh my! So do I get advantage or not? Is he helping me or not?
He's just giving you 1d4 to your roll. Someone else can help.
No, I meant the Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so it's advantage and a d4.
Okay.
Schlock Holmes.
18.
All right, 18. So you start following the tracks, and it leads pretty deep into the forest.
Okay.
As you're following this kind of like low level like army crawl thing, it eventually turns into goes into a creek, and you think that you lose the trail. But then Rust points out the muddy banks of the creek, and there's footprints there. Looking at the footprints, they seem to be from like a really heavy leather boot. And the footprints lead away, and you continue to follow them.
What size of boot?
You're no shoemaker, but smaller than your feet.
Yeah, comparatively to Rust.
About Rust size and weight.
Okay.
All right, guys, they have average-sized penises.
Average size.
Oh boy.
Following the trail, it becomes really obvious. There's snapped twigs and all this stuff until you come into this really thick and dense, thorny foliage. You poke your snout through, and you see that there's this tracks end on this tiny little hill in between two large trees.
Okay.
You're about 10 minutes away from the road at this point.
Wait, so I'm sorry, I was waiting. What about the little hill?
The footprints end at the little hill. This is the origin of the tracks, is from this little hill. This grassy knoll.
Alright, now I'm going to take my bow staff and start bonking it on the ground, like tapping it around.
Okay. So you pull yourself through the thicket, take out your bow staff, and start tapping. There is a knock on dirt, and then on wood, and then an echoing sound.
I'm so good!
We got.
I'm gonna start.
I mean, it
uncovering-
was
I'm gonna
obvious.
start uncovering it and look for the hatch.
All right. So to start digging up dirt, that's going to be athletics.
Can I give him some help?
Yes.
You guys can make two
please?
separate athletics checks as you guys start digging.
Okay, because I have a -1.
Yikes.
17.
Oh, nice. Just using your hands. Your hands can be very efficient shovels, apparently, because you start scraping away around the first foot of dirt on top of this hill, through all the grass and stuff, until you come across fresh planks of wood. And then clearing it away, this entire hill is artificial. It's just a wooden dome with grass on top of it.
Right. Wait, I thought I was uncovering it to get to the...
You do eventually find a trapdoor of sorts.
Okay.
And you open it up, and it's pitch black in there.
Right, I'm gonna... Oh, wait, do I have dark vision?
No, lizard folk have dark vision. You don't.
Okay. Alright, well, then I'm gonna take my tinderbox and stuff out, and I'm gonna light a torch, and I'm just gonna drop it.
All right. You drop it, and it drops about 5 feet and lands in the dirt.
Alright, well, is everyone here?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. See you on the other side. And then I'm just gonna drop down and pick up my torch again.
If you allow me, and then I do a sneaky.
You do a sneaky.
Are you going to
I do a
stealth?
sneaky.
Oh, maybe we
Literally,
should...
I'm like,
Yeah.
Hi, scout. Let's send in the Dragonborn for.
Yeah, but I want to go with. Because I actually secretly...
Because
trust-
nothing is sneakier than a torch.
I do a sneaky.
Well, fine, I'll leave the torch then.
All right, make a stealth check.
Me or him?
Him. Whoever's stealthing. You stealthing? You ain't stealthing.
Why can't I?
26.
I'm staying
nat
outside.
20.
All right, so you just slink into the shadows.
I got an unnatural 20.
I'm gonna pull on the
I'm
corner
just
of
following
Michael's.
him.
I'm gonna pull
Like-
on the corner of Michael's robe.
Why?
Maybe we let him scout it out. Yeah.
No.
We have no idea what's in there, but you know what could be in there? 240
Yeah, that's what my
mercenaries.
fists are
That'd be a
for.
bad idea.
Point.
Hit him with one of these, and I throw out like a crane kick, and I hit him with one of these, and I jabbing out with my
Through all the
bow
noise
staff.
of one of these and one of these, Hero, you figure out a couple things. First of all, there's no one in this room. Otherwise, you'd be able to hear them. Second of all, you can't see anything. It's
Yeah.
Hero, but yeah.
Pedro.
I'm just gonna kind of feel myself along and maybe look for a light.
There is no light in here, but feeling it out, it's basically just a wooden dome. There's nothing on the ground, really. Other than, like, some weird cloths and boxes that you can feel, but you can't look through them while blind.
Hey, do you want my
is there-
torch?
I'm kind of maybe knock around a bit. hidden entrances. that
Maybe
type of
maybe
thing.
use my torch.
Make a perception check with disadvantage because you're blind.
Maybe use a
You
torch.
knock on something hard. You think it's stone, but then you get space. Turns out you were knocking on Hulk Hogan's abs.
Shiloh.
Maybe use a
Alright,
torch.
that's gonna be a solid 15.
Gosh.
15. You don't find any secret entrances, but you do find the trap door because of all the light.
Alright, I go back and I'm like, it's just a dome. There's no one here.
Bring in the torch then.
That's what I said.
I light the torch.
I already have it lit.
Heck you, I light it again.
This is why we don't
not
play League of
unlit.
Legends while we play D&D.
I'm not playing League, I'm playing TFT.
I never said you were... Wait a second.
I drop down the hole and light up a torch of my own.
Everyone using their tinderbox up in here.
I mean, two
Okay,
lights
it's
are
clearly a
better than
staging ground.
Inside this dome, there are 4 bedrolls. A small crate, or I want to say tackle box, but that's not exactly it. It's like a reinforced iron chest. Kind of looks like a locker. And there is 2 crossbows and 2 quivers of crossbow bolts.
Okay, well, we found one of the locales. But this implies longbowmen came from a different spot. Because there are no longbow here, right?
There are no longbows in here.
And no longbow arrows.
And no longbow arrows.
Yeah, so... Seems relatively safe to it.
That is... Yeah, definitely.
Right, so they definitely got multiple implements. It might even be sectioned like a garrison.
Can I investigate the locker thing?
Yeah, sure. Looking over it, it is just an iron reinforced locker of some sort. Has a pretty sturdy padlock in front of it. It's heavy. It's pretty dead set in there.
This sounds like something that some sort of lockpicking ability.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if only he wasn't playing League of...
about me, because I have one.
Is there a lock?
Yeah,
Yes, stop playing League of Legends.
Sorry.
Turn
okay.
off your game.
Fine. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Can I attempt to pick it?
Can I give him
Yes.
advantage?
Make sleight of hand.
Can I give him
Also,
Are you gonna also help him pick a lock?
Well, I mean, I can, like, point things out.
While
21.
Fine.
Yep. With
So-
a little bit of twiddling and a little bit of stabbing and a little bit of frustration and a little bit of twiddling, it clicks open.
Grab
Got it.
Also, while this is going on, sound editors.
You cut out there. What
Joe's-
is he doing?
Rust is trying to talk to Percival.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so Rust looks over to him and asks, "Are longbows and arrows sold in your town?"
Are they?
You know that your guard has some of those.
Outside of my personal guard? No.
I'd like to inspect into it.
You would like to inspect as to whether or not there's a black market dealing of arrows in my town?
I guess you could say that. If we know where they got them, we can have at least a list of suspects. I'd say that's something.
Okay. I kind of, as I open the door, I kind of hold my hand out and like, let me go ahead again.
What door?
Was it a door?
It was a chest.
I knew that. All right, I open it.
Okay, inside there are 2 really jagged and crude-looking machetes made completely out of stone, and the handles are wrapped up with, like, really yellowed bandages.
I call over Percival and Rust. I'm like, you're the investigator, right?
That would be correct.
Ooh,
Take a look at these.
could I use detect magic on that?
Alright.
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna detect.
And I'll
detect
DM you.
Yay! It's just stone swords.
There you go.
Is it just stone swords?
I don't know. Is it?
Would you like to share with the class?
What? Huh?
Would you like to share with the class?
Can they tell that I'm using magic?
No.
Yeah, I was about to say magic.
Isn't his eyes literally just glowing?
No.
That was the thing that I asked for specifically.
Yeah.
And his thing is like a race thing. It's just like an instinctual thing that his sect of Dragonborns could do.
Uh,
I mean, you can still say something like, look. Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rust is going to be looking into them, checking the construction, their hand, stuff like
Yeah. While you're doing that, there's also a compass, and then there's the bottom of the entire thing has this really big cloak. This big billowy green cloak.
Yeah, let's inspect that first.
I kind of reach out for the cloak.
Rust has already grabbed it and kind of looks.
I called it first.
The cloak is pretty big. It's like if an NBA player had a bathrobe, it'd be this cloak. And underneath it, there is this banner, this inside-out banner.
Let's take a look at it.
Boom, bada, bing. It's a multicolored banner that seems to be have shredded pieces of old banners stitched into it.
Again. When I'm done, I have no clue. I do not know.
let's see, there's
That seems important.
What?
there's two machetes, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I investigate them?
Rust is doing that.
Well, there's two.
Yeah, you can investigate the other one.
Yeah, sure, okay. Anyways, I assume I'm gonna have to make an.
Yeah, investigation.
Okay.
Or if you want to like look at the craftsmanship of it, you can do like a crafting check.
I was about to ask if it was magic, then I realized.
I'll be right back.
14 on the investigation to like discern anything peculiar about it and so on.
Yeah. So
Which is-
the machete is made out of stone. It's not like steel or bronze. It's just a hewn piece of like flint. The wooden handle is held in by a single screw that's like drilled through the blade. It's really crude looking. It's extremely well worn, and the bandages aren't like your sandpapery grip paper normally for swords. It's really like gauze medical bandages.
That's quite peculiar.
The blade is extremely sharp near the hilt. There is no hilt, but like near where the guard would be, it's really sharp. But the rest of the blade is extremely dull, just from it being overly used.
Okay, so Rust looks over at Percival again, and who was living in those houses that were burned down?
I don't know.
Yeah. Decibel wouldn't know. They're just part of the Hamlet.
Decibel?
Decibel? That's gonna happen a lot. Percival.
I don't know the names of all of my cities. Sorry, citizens.
Yeah, see?
Can I make a crafting check?
Sure.
On one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. 16.
You basically come across what he came across. It's really dulled out. Even though these materials are really crappy, it doesn't seem improvised. It seemed really intentional on what they did, especially when they made two of them.
Is there any symbolism that I recognize in the way that it's constructed?
Lore check. So that's just intelligence.
What kind of... Okay.
Is the cloak? Is Sam still holding the cloak?
I think so.
He's currently inspecting.
Okay.
So we have two
Yeah.
of the machetes. Would
I
it
kind
be
of walk
dark
up to Rust. I'm like, may I have
For,
that?
14.
14. There's no real symbolism that you can think of other than it's a really crude / cruel weapon. There's a single edge.
In reply to Rush, just glances at him.
I'm back.
Hot.
And
What happened?
We're literally still investigating crap.
Ethan,
Yeah.
do I recognize any of the scraps of banner?
Not really. There aren't any designs on the scraps. It's just like blue fabric stitched onto this really like coarse red fabric stitched onto. It's a patchwork of crap.
Okay.
Have you guys tried unfolding it all?
Yeah,
we literally did.
they've unfolded all of it, and it's just it's
Can I
like
do it?
Is there any like?
it's the banner that you would put on the end of a spear while riding a horse to display like your allegiance.
Does anyone recognize the coat of arms?
There's
No,
coat of
already
arms,
checked
it's
that.
Patchworks.
Well,
It's just different colored pieces of fabric stitched together.
Okay, Ethan, does any form of mercenary band that is this ragtag come to mind for me?
I'll give you a lore check. How about that?
Cool. That's wisdom.
Intelligence, actually.
Okay.
Would I recognize this from my background?
17.
Off of your background immediately, no, but you could make a lore check to try to figure something out.
I got a 17.
I got 20. I got a natural.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Give me a second, Michael. I'm gonna DM you some stuff.
Yay.
Michael's getting all the DMs.
They're not interesting.
Secrets.
So I want to try to do something that may end up in breaking one of the machetes.
Sure. How you gonna try to break it?
Well, no, because you said it just looks like normal stone, right?
Uh-huh.
I want to pull out my rapier and try to pierce it or something.
You try to pierce it, and it doesn't really pierce it. It's stone.
Does it like chip or anything?
If you start like hacking away at it at stuff, it will begin to chip. Yeah. It's like shale or flint.
Are you gonna DM me?
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm talking to people.
No.
Henri, okay, Pero is behaving like a star. He's just like, sir, may I please have
Sounds like a bagel.
Are you going to eat that?
Yeah. I want
There you go.
Gentlemen,
That's for
we
you,
can
and then for
investigate.
Michael.
We can investigate this cloak elsewhere.
Man, I need the lore.
It's not so pressing right now who these people are. We need to find where they are. That is what I hired.
Okay, yeah, so
Can
Rust glances over at Percival. I recognize this coat.
So, pretty much this whole time, my character's just been like waiting around. But when you guys pull out that banner and look at it, I look over it and I'm like, oh, I know them.
Alright, that makes two of us.
They asked me to join them quite a while back. Nasty people.
You happen to know where they are.
Do I, Ethan? Do I remember?
From your lore check, only rumors. They have like a weird monastery cult thing, from what you understand. It's way down south though, super far away from here.
So,
as far as
Rust.
I've heard, they're not exactly.
So Rust, standing up, still holding the piece, glances over at Percival. Belongs to the Stitchers. They're a monster hunting group. I have no idea why they take a contract like this. Any
since someone's-
particular monsters you're sheltering?
None whatsoever. Unless you count this lot. And I motion to the completely drunk halfling.
Does the
I don't
halfling
think
notice?
I'm currently drunk.
Aren't you perpetually drunk?
You're in an Applejack haze.
Makes sense.
Jack Daniels lucidity.
Since no one's done it yet, can I? You said there was a compass.
Uh-huh.
Can I investigate that to try to see if there's anything weird with it?
Sure. I actually don't think you really need to roll for investigation because it's a compass. Like, you can just... It seems to be working. It's pointing a direction, and as you turn it, it continues to point in that direction. It's functioning.
As one does.
It seems pretty cheap. The glass is kind of like turned, kind of yellowed with age a bit. There's a slight crack running along the left side.
So pointing north.
There's no like initials on it. There are a couple like slight scratches and divots and chips on it just from wear and tear.
Can I tell if it's pointing north?
Yeah, you bring it outside the dome and look up at the sky, and it is pointing north.
Okay, I toss it backwards over my shoulder.
Yay!
Alright. This is getting us nowhere soon. We know who they are now. I still need to know where they are.
Of course. Are there any other sites that they attacked recently?
No.
Ethan,
don't
do I
think so.
recognize it? Like anything else other than that hasn't been, already stated?
Nope, not really.
All right.
Yeah, they really haven't attacked anywhere else, Percival, except for the supply lines and local merchants.
I haven't attacked anything but the merchants and local supply lines. Look at how good I am at repeating this information.
So why attack this place?
So what's our plan now?
Ethan, is there any reason why they would attack this place?
The houses in particular? Are those houses away from Hamlet? Probably just because it's away from Hamlet, and it's just to send a message. They're basically just raiders, or like a rebellion group, from what you've gathered. They really have not given you a motive to why they're doing this. They're just kind of doing it.
Darn terrorists.
Okay. So we can assume that they're
I'm
paid by
sorry.
someone with a grudge against you.
Hold on. I'm sorry, but I need to interrupt this real quick. Ethan, Civ 6 is 75% off.
Oh my gosh.
What was that?
What?
Is it really?
Yes,
What?
it is.
How much is it
It's
currently?
$15.
What?
I might get it.
What is? What?
Civ
Civ
6.
6.
Oh.
What's what?
Civ 6
Civilization.
is $16. Or
Oh,
you can
wow.
get the Platinum Edition complete all DLC for $40.
Okay, I don't have 40, but isn't that just like map game but extremely long?
What?
How long is the sale? Oh, it ends March 6th. Sweet. All right.
It's 16.
Alright,
March
um,
6th.
All right,
16.
cool. Thanks for giving me the heads up.
Yeah.
It ends
So-
March 6th.
Uh-huh.
16.
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy.
16.
That's like when I go back and watch it. Coming soon to home. Like 2008. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait till that comes.
Ethan.
What? Oh, I see.
Massage.
So right now, as far as I see it, there are two issues. One, where are they going to hit next, which is something we can't decide. However, the issue that might help us with that is
No.
why? Why are they doing this? So
Where are they?
I literally
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come?
that was the main issue. Anyways,
Indeed.
so Rust yet again addressed this person. Are there any particular enemies your family's ties to a monster hunting organization?
I don't. No. Ethan, we don't have any grudges against monster hunting organizations, do we? I just know about the royal families.
Yeah, not to
Specifically,
your
so-
knowledge.
To my knowledge, there's no grudge against a monster hunting guild. There are, however, several noble houses that do not look that much favorably.
So why are the Stitchers?
Ethan, do I know if the Stitchers are affiliated with any noble house? They're just a group of mercenaries, right?
You didn't even know the Stitches were a thing until now.
Neat.
So, probably not.
Alright. Listen up. Make one last screening for tracks around the hill, and then we'll head back.
Sounds good.
The issue with investigation is that it can only work off what's left behind.
Right.
It's a reactive thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't enough information to go.
But you have information.
Indeed. Quite important information in some cases.
Expecting that.
Alright, so are you guys doing anything, or are you
Yeah,
guys...
we're gonna do one more screening for tracks. Or anything around or in the cottage is that we're attacked.
I'm just wondering if you guys are taking stuff from the dome, or are you just gonna...
Well, I'm taking the machetes and the coat.
Okay.
Or
Alright.
No one expects the
Actually,
Spanish
hold on.
Inquisition.
Wait. We shouldn't actually do that.
that's what I was just gonna say.
Because if we do this, they'll know we know this. So let's not bother that right now.
Alright.
Alright, so you guys are kind of putting things back together. You put the padlock back on. You cover up the stuff and just leave it, and then walk back.
When we get back to Hamlet, I'm gonna send when we get back to Hamlet, I'm gonna send a group of 4 people along the road as like a scouting party to see if they can find anything.
Sure. Going back to the original ambush scene, you don't have to roll for investigation. You look over and you don't see anything new.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, why do you keep leaving?
Sister.
Oh.
Fair.
Anyways, what's going on?
You packed everything back up. You went back to the old ambush site, and you don't even have to roll for investigation or anything. You don't see anything now.
Okay.
You've effectively picked this place clean.
Wait, what time is it now?
It's about noon-ish. It happened in
Alright,
the
we're heading
morning.
back to Hamlet, and I'm sending a squad of scouts down the road and informing them of the hollowed out hill.
Okay, and then they're just gonna stay on the road and just.
Do we have any crows, like messenger birds?
Yeah, you have a raven tower, where its entire purpose is to send ravens. That's actually where you have your warden, who you haven't met ever, because he hangs out in the Ravens Tower the entire time.
He be vibing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna send a squad of soldiers down the
You don't
road
even care.
Yeah.
with the instructions to look for
Hills.
Back down the road to check for any mercenary activity slash hollowed out hills, and I'm gonna send a raven with them
Okay.
with a message, just with like it's just gonna have a red ribbon tied to its ankle,
Sure.
so that in the event that they are captured or killed, they can send the raven back,
Yep.
and I will know.
Yep.
Son of a.
Son, have you been reading heresy
All right.
again?
That's a great idea. So the captain will just have like the raven in a cage, following with them.
Or something that will let them release it quickly.
Sure. They'll figure something out.
Oh boy, I love trusting my NPC soldiers.
Uh huh.
What time is it?
Yeah, noon.
It's about noon.
Now what?
So we're gonna eat again.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe.
You can continue to try to look into the investigation, or you can always just like tour Hamlet.
Russ, trying to do both at the same time.
It's so worthless.
You could, but why?
He's gonna.
I go over to Rust and say, "Oh, there's a blacksmith in town. You might want to take those machetes over there and have him give a look at them. Want to know a bit more about, weapons."
We didn't bring the machetes, remember?
We put the machetes back.
Oh, that's right. That's probably
So
not.
the hellman wouldn't know.
Should at least.
Does
Can any of you
a training grounds?
Ethan, can I draw
Draw what?
anything in game?
Yeah. I guess you have some artistic talents from your upbringing. Other than
What is it with him and his freaking upbringing?
I'm a noble.
My upbringing. Yeah, well, some of
Yeah, and some of us have towns and others of us don't. What's your point?
Did we take
you're
any of the
stinky.
arrows from the crime scene or anything?
No. However, Rust is going investigating the town, specifically trying to find any weapon sales to see if there are any arrows of similar form to what was bought.
Yeah. Make an investigation check. While he's doing that, anyone else doing stuff?
Is there a training
Not really.
area?
There is a camp across the river near the plateau, and that's where the river levees are.
That's where what?
Natural
Come
20.
on.
That's where all the levees are. So that's all the soldiers that were recruited to fight for the Rivers family. There's like
Oh, cool.
300 of them out there, and there's just a bunch of tents.
I'm gonna rent a room and just straight vibe.
Can I? Those machetes
You don't even
we
have to rent. You can just stay at the Percival place.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
He actually doesn't have enough room for all of you guys because it's just a watchtower. A castle is currently being built.
Oh yeah, right.
That'll
Anyways,
take long enough.
Ethan.
Uh-huh.
Natural 20, so 23.
I'm gonna go
23.
over to the encampment or the place, the levees.
Uh-huh. There isn't a weaponsmith here. It's just a bunch of, there's a tannery, there's cattle herder, farmers, there's a general store, there's a tavern, blacksmithy. The only place you would really find weapons is by the army camp, or the levee.
Right, so I'd like to inspect them.
Yeah. So you and Dante kind of meet up incidentally at the army levees. Pushing through all the different tents, you just see that there are a bunch of men walking around. Some of them are in armor, some of them are not. half of them are just like sitting around tables playing cards. A couple of them are training, like sharpening swords and practicing their archery on targets, but they kind of seem to be loitering. Dante does draw some attention, though.
Yeah, no duh.
Right.
I'm gonna look around.
Rust is going to be checking
Dummies.
arrows similar in shape to the ones that were used, as well as checking for the same fresh wood make.
Okay. You pull out from one of the quivers off the side of the camp or one of the tents, and you look over it. You can see similarities. However, there's a couple differences. The feathers are red, just like the ones before. Is the exact same dimensions, and it has the exact same flint barbed arrowhead to it. However, the arrow shaft itself is darker wood and dry.
Interesting. Okay.
They might have a Fletcher.
But do they have Sketcher?
Skechers.
EA Sports. It's in the Skechers.
Dante, what are you doing? Just vibing?
Oh, right. I'm gonna look for like some, training dummies.
Training dummies?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see some stray, a couple of, like, basically scarecrows.
All right, so I'm gonna start just like up in a peculiar eyebrow, like fun making kind of way, like
Fun
just
making?
very calmly and doing like a palm punch, except just so slowly that it's not doing anything.
Sure.
I'm just making the motion.
Uh-huh.
I'm just honing it. I'm honing in.
Yeah.
Getting ready. Does anyone want to bully me?
Let me roll for bullying.
Yes.
Roll for bullying.
Come on.
He wants to fight.
Everyone.
no.
Okay, everyone's just watching you. Like, there's like 8 guys watching you, and they're not like approaching you. They're just.
All right. So basically, what I'm gonna do now that I've gotten my muscles loosened up and my big brain ready, I'm going to make one concise punch towards the head of it to just like 1 inch away from its head and use my force to just punch its head off.
Okay, so that would just be make an unarmed strike, I guess.
Okay.
Unless you're using one of your features, which I don't think you are. Yeah.
No, natural 20.
Natural 20, alright.
Natural 20.
Bruh.
Fantastic. So then roll a d6 and...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
D6 plus what?
I think that's it. Just a d6.
5. Are you sure I don't add anything?
I think it's your strength.
No, that's not how...
I think it is
That's
just
not-
a d6. But you have flurry of blows. That's what it is. You have flurry of blows, though.
Oh, wait, what does that do?
Every
Doesn't it
time you
just do
hit a
extra
melee
damage?
strike,
It just deals
you'll
extra
add
damage,
5.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, alright. So then it takes... 7... 10.
Yeah, I mean, you do
Oh, wait,
punch
it's
it.
doubled, though.
Yeah,
It's
it is doubled.
So 10 plus... So 12, 13, 15.
You punch it right in between the eyes, and the entire thing kind of like leans back, and you hear the wood begin to creak and kind of splinter, and then it kind of like rakes back, kind of springs back, and begins to like tilt back and forth.
Huh?
Yeah, these training dummies have a lot of hit points.
Also, that's
Hit it
the thing
till
is
it
that was
dies.
cool though.
Because I didn't even touch it. I was punching it from an inch away.
Literal
I'm
1
like,
inch
huh,
punch.
that's interesting, and I'm just gonna start generally just training it on it with my
Sure.
bow staff. Full on just double jumping.
You're just spamming crane kick on a single training dummy over and over again.
Crane kick!
Falcon
Anyways,
punch.
Yeah. I
Fantastic.
want to just train enough so I can get a free level up.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally what. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to my watchtower,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna have I need a name for that gnome. I need a really funny name for the gnome.
Fishbowl.
Suzanne.
Susan. I'm gonna have Susan make lunch.
Fantastic. Susan will make lunch. Canon.
Yeah.
You don't need,
you don't need to worry
intently.
training till sundown.
I'm going to go try and find Rust.
well, you'll be able to
You cut out.
quickly sifting through arrows and weaponry, trying to find any arrow that is like the fresh shafts that were used in actual attack.
These arrows are pretty uniform, and all of them are made out of that brown spruce dry
Go
wood.
find a Fletcher.
So I'm guessing I'd find Rust.
Yeah, you can find rust.
Alright, well, I had a look about the area, and that type of stone, I didn't see it anywhere.
That's
So-
Well, it makes sense. They're the stitches. Foreign is common with them.
We at least know they were made somewhere else, and they're not here.
Indeed. But why would the stitchers be here? Say for some grudge against the rivers, I can't think of anything.
No comment, as I am like 2 miles away.
Yes.
Sweet.
I can neither confirm nor deny the allegations made against the family. I don't know what allegations they are, which is why I can neither confirm nor deny them.
Yeah, anyways, the main issue right now is why are the Stitchers doing this? Because, as it stands, there's no way to track them down. We don't have enough unless somebody had, like, magic detector thing, but we don't, so. Not detect magic, like...
They probably, they're a mercenary group, so they work for money, which means they've been hired out by another noble house that hates our guts. So
Exactly.
out
And
of
the-
game, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, and the main issue, though, is Stitchers. Because they're chiefly a monster organization. And they're reclusive. So why were they chosen? If it was plunder stuff like this, and or if it wasn't ratings, if it was rating stuff like this, why them? Is it just for the guerrilla warfare? If that's the case, I mean, really necessary.
They'd probably want to be hidden.
Well, I mean, if it was just for being hidden, then that
and they're not actually
hired
going
assassins
after
or
any,
something.
and they're not going after any major implements. They're just attacking trade routes here and there, but they haven't crippled anything. And all they've done now is destroy like a few houses.
Yeah, I was
We
gonna
don't
say,
even know
They're bandits.
Yeah, we don't even know if they killed anyone in the cottage attack. So there's a distinct lack of reason.
yeah, I was gonna say, if they were hired by another noble house to
There'd be a
like
lot more
be
destruction.
Exactly.
like be sneaky or something, they would have hired
Or at least
assassins,
more
not-
precise damage.
Well, no, they would have hired assassins, not a monster hunting guild.
No, because they don't want to take out specific members of the family. Other equally annoying members of the family would just show up. Their grudge wouldn't be specifically against one of us. It would be against the whole family.
Yeah.
And also, it's just happening outside this town, which is really weird because
Yeah.
I'm also not the head of the family.
There's a lack of reason that doesn't make sense.
Well, if it's not
Exactly.
happening to any of the other families, it's a specific, this town specifically.
So the question is there here the Stitchers or somebody important enough to hire them in at least to this scale would have a grudge against?
Is it still
Presumably,
noon,
the
or are
only
we?
person is
It's starting to get to the evening now. With you
Like
practicing, Percival reading books,
My God, I'm
everyone else sightseeing,
freaking guitar.
Henri just
And
actually just
Yes.
renting out a room and chilling.
Wait. So who do you think put up these training dummies?
Probably the army.
Well, yeah, but like who?
I don't know. It
You know
seems
what?
pretty improvised.
But it's like a good training dummy, right?
It's alright.
All right. So I'm gonna. What's a gold equal to?
In real life, a gold would be like $5.
All right. So I'm gonna just drop like 4 gold on the ground. 20
Okay.
bucks. And then I'm just gonna, or okay, not yet actually. I'm gonna like check. Is anyone looking still?
They've kind of buzzed off a little bit, but there's like maybe 2 or 3 still glancing over at you.
If I wanted to pull it out of the get, what kind of check would that be?
What are you trying to do again?
Take the
training dummy? I mean, you can just.
Would it be athletics or strength?
I think you could just pull it out of the ground. It's made out of straw, wood, and like a potato.
You know
sack.
what? You know what? Nah, I'm just gonna study it and then make my own.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll just study it for a little bit and leave.
Fine.
Fine, I'm fine.
This is fine.
This is fine.
So yeah, is everyone going back or?
I think so. Basically, everyone's chilling out.
Rust is still trying to. He was waiting.
All right, so I'm gonna get back and then let's see. I'm gonna start getting materials to make a training dummy.
All right, sweet. Straw, potato sack, pieces of wood.
Okay. Except I won't use a hammer.
You'll use your fists.
Yes, I'm going to use my big boy monkey. What kind of a check is crafting, anyways?
It's just intelligence. There's a crafting skill.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, there's a crafting skill.
Oh, okay. So do I have to do that?
If you want to make it, yeah. Make a crafting
Alright.
check.
Can I get bardic inspiration because he's playing the guitar?
Only if you go to the watchtower to build it.
Well, yeah, I am.
Alright,
That's
sweet.
what I said.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, as long as Garrett is allowing it.
on nat 20.
Yeah, I just inspire naturally. Well, if I'm playing my guitar, I'm automatically inspiring people because it's so
Sure.
good.
That is. I almost don't want his inspiration.
I mean, yeah, you just make a scarecrow. You take some nails and you stuff straw
And I punch
into the
them
potato sack.
place.
Yeah. You set up this T-posing scarecrow.
As one does.
Cool. So, how much more training do you have to do to level up or?
I don't think I entirely have a training system down, but you would just get XP per day of training.
Yeah. So, how much XP do I get?
I'd say if you spend the rest of the day like working at the dummy, you'll get 5 XP.
Oh wait, how much XP do I need?
25 XP to get a level 1. And and then 50 XP to level up.
There's no XP area. There's literally no XP area. So, what did you say, 5?
5.
Okay.
Just have a notepad right next to your max health.
Anyone else doing anything?
Nope.
Okay, well, can we...
The main issue right now is I can't do much for the investigation because we genuinely don't have enough information to actually track.
Okay. So, what now, Ethan?
I mean, it's evening. You can basically just take a rest.
What about
For a
dinner?
short rest.
Oh yeah,
It's
dinner.
okay.
Well, that's up to Percival. He's basically paying for it.
Yeah, Sarah can make dinner.
Susan?
No, it's gonna change to a different S name every time I say it.
That is so mean. Wait, does the fish gnome? Does the gnome speak common?
No, not from what you can tell.
Oh. I was gonna ask his name.
Okay, yes. No. Its name is Susan. I'm gonna go tell Susan to make dinner.
Okay.
Next time it's Sally.
One more slip up.
Percival. While you're playing guitar, a raven lands in the window. And it has a piece of parchment attached to its leg.
Could you not play the guitar while he's trying?
Yeah.
Okay. Raven, read.
You pick up the raven, take off the piece of parchment. It has the river's seal to it. You break it, and you read it.
I'm funny. I have achieved comedy. What does the note say? Is it a note?
Aggressive upset guitar playing and
I'd rather you didn't, though.
Do you have any preference for what Susan's gonna make for dinner?
What is Susan making for dinner, Gary?
Fish.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
So mean.
I love fish. You realize gnomes eat fish, right?
No, I didn't, because I
Wait, hold on,
know
Gary.
nothing about them. That
They're
Garrett,
Gollum.
that
They're
last
Gollum.
that last thing you were, was that the thing to Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. I just wanted to confirm.
Why'd you bring it up? He's just gonna play more.
Oh.
So
That's
yeah,
a good
she needs
song.
to make fish. Because I like fish. And I will take my fish medium rare.
All right, fantastic. Salmon for everybody.
Can I tell if this? Can I tell where this salmon came from? I'm assuming yes, or I get
Probably, wait for it, the river.
She gets it from a crate filled with salt, so you assumed
No,
it was
no, no.
imported from somewhere.
Yeah, but does it taste familiar or smell familiar?
Make a
It's important.
make a nature check with
Does it smell like
disadvantage.
my family?
Nature.
Does this fish smell like my family?
18.
With disadvantage? God.
It was a
no.
natural 20.
No. It's salmon.
Okay, well I just didn't know if I recognized.
Yeah,
It's salmon.
it's salmon. And it's
You don't know
wild.
anything about me.
There's different types of salmon and different types of fish taste different. So
That's fair. I don't know what he's looking for. It's not like an ocean salmon or a mountain salmon.
Dante is a fish critic.
we can't.
He's like a
Yep,
wine
that's
taster.
definitely
He's like
my
a wine
background.
snob, but for fish.
Yep.
I am. It's true.
It's
I can't hear anything over Garrett's guitar.
Yeah, can you stop? You can't
You know
play
what?
guitar and eat fish at the same time.
You know what?
Watch me
You know
play
what?
guitar
Tell
and
you what.
slam my face with it.
If you keep constantly playing the guitar, next campaign I will constantly play the trumpet
Awesome.
directly into the mic.
I will
Brilliant.
just constantly sing, but really badly. I'll be
Ooh,
tone
that'll
deaf.
be good.
ooh,
Oh, the other
that will be rough.
All the other keys with the.
By the way, are you just hanging out in your dorm,
I literally have nothing to do.
just on your phone?
on your tablet? You get it? Tablet.
It's just a piece of stone that he's just staring at, swiping.
It has like
In
a
another
carving of a
world with my
hot
smart
face
Is
in
my
it.
medium rare fish ready?
Yeah, it's ready. You guys.
I'm just thinking about
Yay.
whether I'm
Is
just
it literally
thinking about
just
whether or
fish?
not
It is 3 large salmons.
And born.
Ethan.
Yeah.
Ethan, I'm just chilling, thinking about whether or not traps are.
Aww.
Sir Gay, Johnny. Get over it.
I know.
Okay.
Who all is eating din din?
What time is it?
Your mom.
It's like 6 o'clock. It's pretty late, I guess.
You consider this late? Rust never sleep.
My gimmick is that I don't
IRL though, I
sleep.
gotta go in like half.
Oof.
Okay, so are we long resting or?
Long resting is a week.
Yeah, this is.
I feel like we should probably call the session
I feel like we probably should too.
pretty good to start.
I have nothing better to do.
Or we could just I'm willing to keep going. If you guys want to stop, I could totally stop.
I want to stop.
Would keep going. I have something that I need to do. I need to go.
We can at least do what Percival needs to.
It's.
Wait, so what's a short rest and a long now?
So a short rest is 12 hours, a long rest is a week.
Wait, okay. Well then what about like a super short rest? Why did we have to change what they mean?
So that you actually have to, like, give your wounds time to heal and not just sleep it off.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, this
how
isn't-
life is.
This ain't Fallout. You can't just
Yes, it
sleep
is.
off getting shot in the face.
Yes, I
This isn't
can.
Call of Duty where you can just duck behind cover and just
Watch me.
heal.
Sit still for 3 minutes.
Speaking of Call of Duty, y'all want to play
Okay.
Rainbow?
I have to actually go now. But
Oh, you have to go?
Percival's going to direct you to an inn, and then I'm going to sleep.
Wait, but are you paying for the room?
Yes.
I own the room.
Oh.
He is the room.
I am the room.
You don't
I
own
am
the
Sleeping inside Percival.
you don't own the inn.
He
I
is
own the
the
people.
town.
I own the people.
Slavery is legal.
That's true. It is.
No, see, he is the town.
He is the town.
All right. I
If
guess we'll end it
people-
there then.